Hey everyone, it's Anne Manera and we're welcome to another color along. Today we are coloring a page from Color Along Volume 17, which is available on Amazon. Hey, color alongs are always free to watch, but you can get the book that I'm coloring on Amazon or on my website, and you can see the link in the comments below. So this morning we are coloring this page here. And this page is also from my coloring book called Good Vibes. It's a book filled with mandalas that are full of good vibe words, all different types of words throughout the book, like jolly and all those crazy things. So we are going to color with gel pens today, glitter gel pens. So I have a variety of gel pens with me this morning, and I'm going to talk about different types of gel pens and what you all think about different types of gel pens. I want to hear from you all too. Let me know in the comments what type of gel pens are your favorite gel pens. So we've got this set here is called Sparkle Pops. I call them Sparkle Pops, but Sparkle Pops. They're by Pentel, and the barrel of the pen is much thicker than a usual a typical gel pen. And this is, I think this is a 6-pack. It is. Okay, so here's my 6-pack. It has hot pink, green, gold, orange, blue, and black. Now, the cool thing about these, well, some people think it's cool, sometimes it's annoying, is that when you color with these, the color tends to change. They say that you can color this black over black paper and it will turn red. So we're going to give these a test and see what happens. So those are the Sparkle Pops. That's interesting that they change colors. I don't know if I like them or not when they do that. And then these, I have some gel writers. I just have all of my gel pens kind of like smushed together in one big giant tin. It's probably the only coloring supply I have that I actually do that with. But it's cool how everybody in the gel pen industry tends to put just kind of like simulated glitter on the outside of the pen, on the barrel of the pen. That's my chair, by the way. If I fall on the floor, I'll let you know. So that's how you can tell it's a glitter gel pen. Now, a lot of people say, hey, the ink doesn't flow right. How do you store them? Do you store them upside down? Do you store them right side up? Do you store them laying down? So I store them laying down, and honestly, I think it has to do with the quality of the pen, the age of the pen. Sometimes the cheapo gel pens are actually okay. So I've got this variety here. So there's gel pens. Then there's this pen here, which is called Hunew, H-U-N-E-W, I believe. What's cool about these is that this set came with the refills for it. So right in the set, that was cool. These are actually nice, considering that they're not like a fancy brand name. Then the other one that I have are Sakura jelly rolls. Now, people refer to gel pens as being juicy, right? The ink flows. How does the ink flow? It's very juicy. This is a jelly roll. This is a blue, a black, a dark green, and a brown. I'm not really a gel pen. Gel pen is not my go-to pen, my go-to coloring supply. I think it's because if you have trouble with your hands, if you have any type of hand pain, then it's really going to, it's not the pen for you. So you have to really get something that's going to flow the right way. You don't want something that's going to, get stuck. You want something that's going to flow smoothly. So markers are probably that choice for you. So I do have a piece of paper, which is the color along schedule, behind this, so to prevent bleed through. And what I like to do with gel pens is just kind of give it a little bit of a test. And I'll use the back page of the book, because see how this is getting kind of stuck? So what do? People say, hit your hand, right? Maybe that's not going to flow right. So, hey, this is a live video. You never know what's going to happen. So let's try something else. Let's try this gel writer. This one's not bad. Nope, still getting stuck. Okay, let's go with the orange. Okay, you're laughing because this happens to you too. I just know it. So I'm going to just color this section here with this area, and I'm just coloring it in and filling it in. You could use some, you could treat these as you would any type of pen and create some sort of a texture. So I'm just going to continue coloring. and talk about the colors that I'm using. And two things that I want to tell you today is, first of all, if you're not a subscriber here today to my YouTube channel, please head over and hit the subscribe button so that and hit the bell so you're notified of every time I post a new video. So color alongs will now be held here on YouTube, just like this one is, every Thursday morning by 10 a.m. A new video from the Color Along book, Volume 17, will post here on my YouTube channel, and you can watch it anytime you want. So hope you can share it with your friends, but be sure you subscribe to my channel and be sure you hit that bell so that you can get notified every time I post a new video. So there's that, right? The second thing that I want to make sure that I talk to you about or mention during this video is that color alongs were being held live on Facebook. And if you have been following my color alongs and have been participating in my color alongs, I'm going to move over to here just to kind of, you know, shake things up in life. You will have realized that the past few weeks, several weeks actually, we've had some issues with some Facebook videos. And they've either froze or the sound stopped, or they've just been very choppy. And I've had last week, I had to stop and restart again. So, you know, I don't give up easily, and I try every option under the sun, and I'm always working behind the scenes to make these videos available to you, free to watch, and make them so that they are as enjoyable as possible for you and enjoyable for me too. However, it got to the point where it just was too frustrating for everyone involved, for the viewers, for me. It's too much of a surprise of the technology, so I went ahead and made the decision, which has been weighing on my mind for weeks. It was not a decision that I took lightly or made quickly. But the Facebook outage earlier this week just kind of added to the decision that I needed to make. And I basically made a decision that color along videos will be pre-recorded and posted here on my YouTube channel. So we'll see what happens. I hope that I can have more subscribers. I do not have enough subscribers to really just do a live video on YouTube. So that's my goal, is to increase the subscribers here, but I hope that you can continue to follow me here on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. And you can always head over to my website too. So all the links of everything, everywhere and anywhere, and how to follow me is on the in the links in the description below this video. So I want to hear from you about what type of gel pens you like to color with. I remember back when I first started coloring books, gel pens were like the most, I think it was gel pens and Sharpies, Sharpie markers and Bic markers. And it's funny because I've never liked a Sharpie. I've never liked a Bic marker because I just feel like it has too much of an odor, and it's not something that I want to be close to while I am coloring. I want to be in a pleasant smelling area. I don't want to be near a Sharpie. So I never really colored with Sharpies or Bic markers. And I remember people commenting at the beginning of this coloring book journey that I'm on, that there were a lot of people that complained of severe headaches. And I don't know why. I mean, does anybody else remember this happening? And maybe you do color with those markers and it's okay for you and you don't have a problem with it, but you've got to consider the odor that you're that's coming off of the coloring product, right? Remember people getting what was the name of those pencils? Caron. Now I don't remember the other half of the name. Darash. You all know what I'm talking about. And people were saying that when you open the box of those pencils, that the odor was just like hit you in the face type odor. And people were just upset about it. And people were putting them outside and they were airing them out. And I remember that happening with Black Widows at one point with, I think it was the Cobra Black Widows that happened with to me. And it was just kind of like the paint on the outside of the pencil. Maybe it was just kind of like it was just a kind of a weird a weird odor. It was just kind of a weird odor. And we just didn't, I don't know, once you just kind of like aired out the package. But, you know, that happens with a lot of stuff, right? You buy things in the store. I remember one time I had bought a pair of Crocs. But they were not, you know, the typical brand name Croc. There was some other name. And I had them on, and they were really comfortable. And I was sitting drawing one day, and I was like, what the heck? I feel so nauseous. I feel like there's like a weird thing going on with my head. I'm feeling kind of dizzy. It was the smell from the shoe. So those went back. I shipped them back. I was like, I'm not keeping these. This is crazy. Why would I keep this horrid smelling item? Okay, so we've got that kind of that burnt orange look. Now, if you can see what happened here, this looks really a lot darker than the barrel of the pen. And the other part is that as it dries, it starts to get a little different also. So let's see what happens with this pen. Now, no, I did not test all my pens before I started. That would have been too much of a planner. Here's a nice purple, actually. See how I'm kind of banging like that? That's what people end up doing, right? So that they dry. No, I did test this purple one, you know, and now it's not going to work. Now it's going to make a liar out of me, this purple one. See, this is why I do not like these types of gel pens. All right, let's use this below. This one is Gel Writer. I don't even know if this company's still in business. Anybody know? Leave a note in the comments. Anyone know about that? All right, I'm going to go with this blue color here. So short strokes, long strokes, I guess shorter strokes will fill the area so that it's darker, and you really won't see too much white. So it's going to be more of an opaque area that's filled. However, look how juicy this is. So juicy, we talk about how the pen is juicy. And we talk about that the ink flows. I think there's a couple of YouTubers that always kind of gave it that name. The gel writers are not usually this juicy, I've got to tell you. I think that the warmer the pen is, the warmer the environment is for the pen, maybe the more it's in my hands today as I'm coloring with it, I think that the easier the ink will start to flow. Plus, the other thing here is that I've got kind of an opposite color palette so far. I've got blue and orange, which are opposite on the color wheel. And usually opposites, you know, opposites attract. Maybe you're funny, maybe your mate is not. So that type of thing. Goodness, I thought I was going to start to have a coughing fit for a minute. So opposites will attract, and on the color wheel, that is the truest. Now sometimes the paper, look what just happened. It kind of stopped at that point, but I just kind of like hit it, and it came back. Because what ends up happening is the pulp of the paper is kind of getting caught on the tip of that pen. See the tip of that pen right there? That's where it's kind of getting caught a little bit. So, I mean, you can barely see that, but it definitely was getting a little bit caught up in there. So it just kind of like gets stuck. So gel pens also can be a little wet as you're coloring with it. Like if I was to put my finger on this right here, the ink will come off. So there's my tattoo for the day. It's about as big as the most type of tattoo that I'm about to get. I'm not a tattoo person. Are you a tattoo person? I think I would get sick of it. Like that little bit of a blue ink might bug me. Maybe I'll go with a temporary tattoo or something like that. So you want to be mindful of where you're placing your hand. I would typically be pivoting this around and around and around and around, so that I could avoid anywhere that my hand might be sitting. So I think I will pivot around a little bit. Just pivot. So hang on to your hat. Okay, so we're back to this pivoted section here. And I'm going to color this one next. Now, I could repeat these colors and just stick with these two, but I think I want to add some new colors in here. I'm eyeballing that pink, you know. I think I might go with that also. There we go. So just kind of, see how hear how scratchy it is? Some people like that sound. Do you ever listen to those videos where it's just like the sound of paint being applied? We've advanced. We've advanced from just watching paint dry. Now we listen to it. All right, so now we've got that blue section there. I am going to keep this blue over to the side because I kind of like it. So, and then this was the pink that I was talking about. Maybe not so much. Let's go with this blue color. Was this the blue I had? No. I had used a different blue, right? So this is a blue. This is a Pentel Sparkle Pop. So it's going to look totally different. And look how juicy this one is. These are probably one of the better brands of gel pens, along with the Sakura Jelly Rolls. Sakura's been around for a long time. And I have other colors in them, but today was all about, you know, glitter. I'm not going to add glitter to this. We don't want the glitter to, like, you know, pop off. What do you think about glitter? I'm not a glitter person. You know when someone uses glitter and it's like you use it once and it's like it's with you for like the next 10 years of your life. It's like one day you're just kind of walking around and all of a sudden you see glitter somewhere and you're like, what the heck did this come from? And you think back to yourself, oh yes, I remember that 5 years ago when I wore some glitter, or when I did that craft project and I touched that pumpkin that had glitter on it. Giving you a memory. Now look, see that kind of stopped again? So we're going to just kind of give it a little bit of a tap to get that ink flowing again. Now underneath this this color, underneath my book on my desktop, actually I have a piece of foam core. So it's much softer than if I was tapping on a like a desktop, like a hard surface, like, you know, it's not like that. It's more of a foam core. It's got styrofoam in the middle. I'm going to color this area with this gold pen. It's kind of funky, isn't it? Again, getting stuck. So let's tap. This one right here. So I'm staying with my pattern of coloring within all of the little areas with my colors. The other thing is that sometimes if you don't press so hard onto your page while you're coloring, then it will actually flow easier. So next week's color along is going to be a page from this book also, which is the next page, which can also be found in my book Scarlet's View, which is a book that's named after my dog Scarlet because she's nosy. She's Mrs. Kravitz's dog. And let's add some, should we add one of these, add brown? I don't know. Should we add brown? This is becoming a very like, well, this is more of a bronze, isn't it? Look at that. I don't know if I like that. Scarlet's very nosy and she's always looking out the window. So Scarlet has her own book of all of the things that she sees when she looks out the window. I mean, it's exaggerated. She's not, I mean, one of the pictures has a sailboat. She's not seeing a sailboat when she looks out the window, you know? It's definitely exaggerated a little bit about what she sees. Maybe it's what she sees in her imagination. I don't know. Maybe she's trying to manifest that sailboat, trying to sail by her house. She's secretly hoping she lived at the beach, you know? It's like when you are eating something and you're secretly hoping that salad is cheesecake or something, you know? Hoping that that what you're eating is not really what you're eating. Remember a long time ago, there was a book, I don't remember what the name of it, but the kid sat there with his magic marble in his pocket, and every time he was eating, he got to hold the marble, and he pretended that whatever he was eating was something else. Doesn't it sound like a fun thing to do? I'm going to have to try that the next time I'm eating salad. Or broccoli. I can pretend that it's like cake. All right, so here's green. This is a sparkle pop again. I'm going to pop this green into this section here. Now, again, this is kind of like a much darker green, isn't it? It's more of a bluish. This is the part that I do not like about these pens. It's like it's a surprise. Now, I bet that when this starts to dry, it's going to look a little bit different, you know? But this is looking very, I guess fall, right? We kind of tend to gravitate towards the colors of the season when we're creating something. Don't you think? Does anybody else have that happen? It's Easter time and all of a sudden we're pulling lavender and pink and yellow. It's fall and it's like it's subliminal messaging that's happening to you. That's you're secretly being programmed in your mind as you look at things in the world that are different colors. It's like all of a sudden everything is the same color as I don't know, candy corn or the colors of the season. It's very like Indian corn with all the different colors. That type of thing. So I want to make sure that my hand does not touch this green color because it will get on your hand. It'll smudge it too. I don't mind it being on my hand as much as I mind that it's going to smudge what I'm doing. All right. I do need to pivot, so hang on. I like to give fair warning when I pivot. You know? You don't want to have anyone get too dizzy. So it would be cool to actually use a color palette for this type of mandala, for the mandalas in this book, where you can actually take a palette of colors and say, okay, well, these are the only colors that I'm going to use. I have several color palette books on Amazon, actually. A lot of you have commented about them and used them. Color inspiration, and it's just basically 4 or 5 colors that kind of say, okay, pivoting again, kind of say, okay, these go together, you know? I mean, people think that they cannot match colors. I disagree with that. I think that, I mean, you've heard me say this over and over. If you are wearing clothes right now, which I'm going to assume that you are, I mean, that's just an assumption, then I think that everyone can match clothes. Everyone does know what colors they have. And if you're stuck, just wear black. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, right? Everything goes with black. Black goes with black. Although sometimes people will say that, you know, my black shirt doesn't match my black pants. Well, I mean, I guess, but do we have to be that matchy-matchy? Do we have to, you know, have that many matching things happening to us? All right, now, let's make sure that my orange is back in action here. I'm going to still make sure, see about this pink color and see what's happening with this. Maybe the ink is actually kind of going away. I don't know. Let's open it up and see what the problem is here with this pen. Oh, it won't even open up now. Oh, wait, there it is. Oh, no, there's ink. Okay, well, this pen is not performing to its peak performance. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to make it. Okay, we're going to get away from that, and let's see what happens with this guy. Nope, nothing's left in there. Okay, so we're going to go with this orange color again. I'm going to color this area here. So all of these sections here. And you kind of got to get a rhythm going. Hey, you know the other thing that happens too when you're coloring with markers or gel pens, right? And you want to make sure that you stay in the lines and you want to make it easier to stay in the lines. If you put a line in the middle like I just did and you outline the inside of it, then it's like the ink magically knows where to go and to stop. It's like little bumpers. It's like the bumper for the ink. So I'm going to put a line like that on the inside of the black line. I'm not outlining it. I'm not going on top of the black line. Excuse me, thought I was going to get the hiccups again. But rather I am kind of just giving it a line on the inside. And as I add the ink to the area that's in there and fill it in, it'll just kind of like, oh, sorry, pivoting. It'll just kind of stop. That really works with markers also. Especially, I don't know if it's, I think that it really kind of says to you, or says to your mind as you're coloring, to your brain, sends a message to your brain that, hey, do not go past that line. So it's kind of like, I don't know, the crosswalk of the coloring world, right? It's like, stay in this area only. This is like the crosswalk. All right, so there we go. So we've got that orangey color right there. I really love that gold color that I added to it. So let's go back and add some more of this gold. So we've got it here. I think I'll add it up here. And I kind of like this palette of these colors. I was really kind of thinking that I would add some green. I mean, I'm sorry, pink. But I don't think so. I think I like it the way it is. What do you think? So you can post your finished page over on the Facebook coloring group, which is a link over in the description of this video for that also. Or you can post it on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram also. So I can see, I mean, share what we've colored today. And give this video a like. It really helps helps YouTube show my video out to like-minded people just like you. So see how that's just kind of filling in? You know, the more you use it, I guess it's kind of like your brain, right? Or your muscles. The more you use them, the better they are, the easier they flow. So it's like the more you use your joints, the more you use your muscles, then the easier your joints move. That type of thing. All right, I'm just going to pivot around again. Got to say it in the, you know. In the New England accent type of way. It's not, you know, pivot with an I. All right, so there we go right there. See, it's stuck again. See how that just got stuck again? Let's go back to this back page here. And, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this completely ran out of ink? No, it wouldn't have. That wouldn't be funny, actually. It's running out. Well, wouldn't you know? How embarrassing is that? Now that is embarrassing, right? Let's go back to this blue. We'll give that pen a rest. You can take a break now. We'll say, hey, take a break, Mr. Pen. All right, so we've got this blue here, right? So we've got it here. Now we've got this outer area. There's nothing wrong with leaving white also, right? So let's say, okay, well, what should be white? I'm gonna put some blue here. Oh man, this is bugging me now. Let's go with this one. So what have we learned throughout this whole thing? The Sparkle Pops are probably the better ones. We don't like the gel writers. When we kind of give it a little bit of a border on the inside of it all, the ink tends to stay within the area it's supposed to stay into. Coloring is supposed to be relaxing, remember, right? If you are ready to take your pen and snap it in half, that is not the medium for you. I'm not ready to do that. It's okay. But I'm just saying that if you have already taken your gel pens and either thrown them out the window, envisioned running them over with your car, or snap them in half, then please switch to a crayon, right? Please say, you know, This is not for me. All right, so there's that area there. Now I am going to leave some of it white because I want to be able to have that bold enough contrast, okay? So this was the green that we used here. Again, doesn't really look like that green color like we would imagine it to look like, right? But we're gonna go with it. So here's this green color, and we're gonna go with it in this area here. Now, I'm thinking that that orange color is probably my favorite. I don't know. What do you think? So this is that green color, and I am doing my best to stay in the lines. I mean, it really kind of just takes, I guess, practice with it, eye-hand coordination. But you know what? If you went out of the lines, hey, it's not a big deal, right? As long as the whole process is enjoyable. Look at this, listen to that, right? Is that relaxing to you, that scratching noise? I don't know, sounds like a mouse to me. Doesn't it? That scratching noise. Some people make videos just with the noises, and they find them relaxing. Pivoting. I'm gonna leave this one and this one white because I want to have that contrast. I'm also going to leave the center white because, again, I want to have the contrast. Now, the other thing that you could do too with these pens, which maybe I should do that to the middle, is just kind of add some dots, like a pointillism type effect. I think I will. So tell me what your favorite gel pen is. Are you a gel pen fanatic? A gel pen fanatic. Are you a gel pen fanatic? Gel pen fanatic? Oh, that would be called a gel pen fanatic, right? A gel pen fanatic. Gotta get my brain working, I guess. Maybe it's too early. So this page has Jolly on it, right? I should put the name of the book on the bottom of this. This is also from Good Vibes. Good Vibes coloring book. It's a mandala book, so but you know, these would be good to make Christmas cards out of too. Or any type of card. Greeting card. I mean, this one says jolly, but they don't all say that. Some say sassy. Sizzle is another one. Oops, I almost forgot this one. I heard what you said there. Somebody's pointing it out right now, and they're saying, you forgot that one. Got it. Okay, so there's that section there. So now we've got a lot of white still, right? Because I've got, oh wait, what did I miss? Oh, we missed this gold guy. See? It's bugging me. We're gonna have to do something else with this. We're gonna have to improvise. I'm improvising here because that gold ran out. Now, could I go over all of my gold? Sure. Am I going to do it? No. Why am I asking myself questions? I don't know. Do you ever hear, do people, do you do that to yourself? How about you're watching something on TV and they're saying something like, did the person walk into the store? Yes, they did. Am I happy about them doing that? No, I'm not. Why do people do that? Why don't they just say, I'm not happy about the person walking into the store? Doesn't it just make you wonder what goes on inside someone's heads? Although I do wonder that about my dogs. So I bought my dogs, speaking of inside my dogs' heads, All right, I'm going to leave this white, this white. I'm going to leave this outer portion. We're going to do something different with that. And let's see about this color first before I tell you about my crazy little dogs. So I buy my dogs dog food the other day, right? I'm going to use this for dots here in this section. The other day, I ordered dog food for my dogs from the local pet store, and dog food is hard to find lately, right? A lot of dog food's out of stock. A lot of you may have pets, cats or dogs or fish or reptiles or maybe even a goat. And pet food is really difficult. A lot of pet food is out of stock. A lot of it has really increased in price, right? I think you all can relate to this. So anyway, I was ordering their favorite food, the food that I typically feed them. And it comes in, they eat Pro Plan dog food. Pro Plan people, if you're watching, send me a bag of dog food. Figured I'd just add that in. Anyway, it comes with different things. One of them is titled Bright Mind. And I guess there's another one that's for their joints and like pain. And another one's called Focus. And so if you have like a dog that hunts or something, you would give them a certain one. If you have another dog that's maybe aging. Anyway, this one said Bright Mind. And I thought to myself, what is going to happen to these dogs when I give them this food that's called Bright Mind? Do they really need... My dogs are just very smart. I mean, I know everybody says that about their dogs, but... You know when a dog is like scary smart, like English setters are like people smart. It reminds me of a poodle. You know, poodles are people smart. They say that about poodles. And it just reminds me of I don't know, the things they know. They know a lot of things. It's like they're in charge. They're like the boss of me. Does anybody else have pets that are like that? Dogs or cats that are just like they're the boss of you. They're very quiet right now because they're fast asleep. But I really believe that they do not need... We just don't need anything to enhance their little brains, you know? We don't need anything to make them smarter, is what I say. All right, so I'm going to add... See what we can... If we can add some of this pink. I know, annoying noise, isn't it? But it is kind of coming out a little bit as I do that. All right. It should flow much easier than this. But it does kind of look cool in the middle, doesn't it? No, I'm not counting them. I'm not even singing a song in my head while I'm doing this. And they're more, not really like dots as much as they're like almost flecks. And you know what? I think it kind of got my pen going. No, not so much. Okay. Just kind of flowing. So I don't know if the gel writer people are still in business. Does anybody know that? The jelly roll pens, those are by Sakura. Sakura also makes these koi markers. They make Craypa oil pastels. Sakura's been around for a very, very long time. A lot of people think that Sakura products, it's spelled S-A-K-U-R-A. And none of the products that I'm using in this video today are any type of paid sponsorship. These are just my own choices. No one is paying me to promote any of their products here. So I just want to get that out there, my little disclaimer. There was nothing being used today, or do I ever use anything that's like that. So I don't use products that someone's paying me to use. If I don't like it, I'm not going to use it. That's the other thing. I'm not going to pretend to like it. It's not like eating green beans or lima beans. You know, it's not like saying, oh, I'm going to eat that because, you know, my mom told me to. And you have to pretend to like it. Right. This one is black, which is interesting that this is a glitter one and it's black. I mean, it's a Sakura jelly roll. But let's see what happens when we just kind of add some of these little lines or little dots around the outside of it. So the white is still going to be there, but we're going to have that little bit of a contrast. And a lot of times people will add dots in the Pointillism technique, which is the fine art Pointillism technique. And that's all about having colors become darker or lighter based on the proximity of the dots. However, other people just add dots as more of an embellishment type thing. So it almost reminds me of like a calico print of fabric or something in the craft world where maybe the dots are there or maybe you've counted the dots, that type of thing. So dots can be used in a few different ways. You can either use them in this technique like I used in the middle, which could be referred to as more of a stippling. Or you can use them as kind of just an embellishment and make it kind of like an accent to whatever you're adding to your page. Or the other thing could be the pointillism technique. But so in this case, I've added all of that. It's all of the dots that are there. Now we've got this image that's here contained in this circle as a typical mandala. And we're not going to go into the history of mandala while we're doing this video today. I think we've done that a lot of times. I'm sure I'll talk about that somewhere down the road. But we could also kind of continue on by bringing this blue color, which is right here. Is it right here? Which one is this? This is the dark blue, which is right here. We can continue out by maybe adding some more dots here. And just, it will kind of make the image come out. Now see how it just kind of tucks in? There's a little bit of a an indentation in that little bit of a, in that little, where the circle kind of comes in like a flower. So what's happening here now is that I've got more of a cluster of dots, closer proximity to that little area. And then as I get further away, I will get further away from one another with my dots. It's not rocket science, right? Just a matter of maybe extending the image and using the background of the entire page. So I hope that this was enjoyable. I hope that you learned something today about gel pens and the technique of using gel pens and different brands of gel pens. And I hope that you can join me. Each Thursday, a new video will be posted by 10 a.m. Eastern Time right here on my YouTube channel. So again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Hit that bell so that you can be notified every time I post a new video. And a lot of my videos, and don't forget to hit the like button for this one too, so Facebook knows that, hey, people like it. So let's share it with others. A lot of my other videos that you can find on my YouTube channel are color alongs from past books. I have 16 other volumes that you can take a look at videos from and just kind of like, you know, nothing to do today, binge watch color alongs, right? There's also some flip throughs here on my YouTube channel that you can look for, flip throughs of coloring books. There are some relaxing videos, actually, some sound videos of relaxing, maybe water or a rainstorm type thing. Take a look at that. There's a category. Everything's categorized in playlists. And the other thing that's on my YouTube video, on my YouTube channel, is I have a series of videos that I'm working on about how to create a coloring book. And I thought that people might be interested in seeing the ins and outs of what's going on. So I'll be adding videos about how to create a coloring book and my process. I'm basically filming my process just to kind of, not to teach someone what to do, although if you are interested in creating your own coloring book, just give me a shout out and we can see what we can do to help you with that. But my videos are more for curiosity factor, you know, just for the people that are out there coloring and that are saying, hey, like, what happens? Isn't this interesting that that's what goes on behind the scenes? I'm going to add a little bit of green, although you can't really tell the difference, can you? So what color should we add to this to make it pop behind here? I would go with my friend orange. Orange is always like the color that pops into my whatever I'm doing. So this just is kind of giving it a little bit of pop all around it and just to finish it up. And at this point, I am calling it done. D-U-N, done, right? All right, so there it is. It's done. So you can also find this page in my book, Good Vibes Coloring Book. All right, so let's look ahead to see what's going to happen for the next color along. The next one we'll be working on, which will be available on October 14th, right here on my YouTube channel, is shading with colored pencils. And this can also be found in my book called Scarlet's View. So we'll be working on that. And then as we work on more of color alongs for the month of October, just to kind of give you a tease of what's going on, we'll be working with watercolor pencils on the 21st. This is from Gnomes in Love. And then oh my, you have got to watch this one because I don't even know. Just a Blue Pen on October 28th. This is from my book, Hypnotic. So I'm a little worried about this. I hope I can sleep the night before. And I'll be using just any brand that I come up with. If there's a particular brand of pencil or a particular product that you'd like to see in use and see me use and demonstrate, then by all means, please let me know. But in the meantime, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you all soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.